We can hear you loudly and clearly.
Good afternoon from Wewak in Papua New Guinea. Wewak is my hometown. I'm actually in the village. I'm coming to you live from the village. I got people with me here, but I've just put the background on, so later on I can open the video and we can see the people here. But otherwise, my name's David Bakau. I'm here live in Wewak, my hometown in Papua New Guinea. As you know, I'm here for a election campaign at the moment. I'm on the campaign trail for the national general elections. I just got myself nominated on Friday, and we are just here carrying out our campaign now. So there's been a lot of interest and following going on. We have our ONPASSIVE founders in Wewak supporting. So I want to welcome all of you from around the globe, our brothers and sisters from the 212 countries, whichever country that you are representing here, you are welcome. This is our Papua New Guinea ONPASSIVE webinar. We want to share with you the business that we are all in, and it is a wonderful business created by our wonderful CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, and we have connected with him because of the vision he has to share his heart with us, and also the business so that we can uplift the lives of people around the globe, humanity especially. So thank you everyone for joining this afternoon, and I will pass it over to Marty to give us a background on the topic that we are going to share this afternoon. It's about domain, owning a domain name. A lot of us in Papua New Guinea may not understand what owning a domain name is. I will just go back and say it in Pidgin so that I can translate what I'm saying here. Thank you, Olga Talan Manmeri, lo Papua New Guinea. You plus tap lo one map kona inside lo country. Me stop long Wewak. Town blomi lo Wewak, Isipik province. Me kam lo here, I plus sawe. Me been announcing last time. Ose me sign up long national general elections lo Wewak open. Now me kam stop long campaign trade blomi. So me host him this la meeting lo place blomi long Cap village. Lo balik lo Turbo LLG. East Coast lo Wewak. So you plus stop long Papua New Guinea. This la topic now by you me discuss him. You me got all brother na susah blo you me long all got have ground long world only stop now only come inside. Now only witness him one something by you me talk long him lo this la binun. This la company you me call him ONPASSIVE and one pla information technology company. You know one kind of small MLM company or networking company no got. This la company and one pla technology company. Suppose you saw along Google, or you saw along Microsoft, Bill Gates, papa along this la company. You saw along Apple, and one pla big pla technology companies. Make him all telephone or some iPhone, computer, all computer na all not something where all is a salim all technology company. All right. Mipla long this pla company and ONPASSIVE and one pla technology company too. Mipla got all products pla mipla and all real products. Suppose you man or companies are working business online, but you need him this all product where ONPASSIVE and me marketing na by salim. And all digital products, all tools na services by provide him online so that you can marketing business below you online. So this pla company now mipla like story long em. Mipla in Papua New Guinea, Mipla got also 8,000 man Mary. Mipla join him this la company with some founders finish. Now this la company long 2019 me been join him. Now me karam come inshallah PNG. Me introduce him inshallah PNG. So Mipla got close to some 8,000 man Mary. Only stop inside this la company. Now inside long world, 212 countries. You may close to was 1.3 million, 1,300,000 man Mary only join him this company or some founders. So this la habinun by me play talk legally long one something work long come up inside long this la company me plus starting finish launching long marketing platform long me play on passive inside lo Dubai long number 30 day lo moon match now this la every week every day this la marketing campaign emoklo roll out na ikam in upload now number continue yet in up long company by go inside long main launch na all customer by coming chat and all start long buying product long mipla. So long cut him story short, mino can pull him to mass. Now Lord is labinun by yimi talk long 1 plus something all call him domain name. Domain name emosem address blow you. Time you like salim letter go long poro blow you lo narplaha by salim lo box number blangan PO box number na street address plan by put him. Inside long internet business and me plagat tesla name was domain name kind of me David Bakau and I got www.davidbakau.com address below me antap long online suppose you like finding me now one can work me make him by you type in this address now by you come on top by you look at me inside long this online market so me like explaining this legally so that you me lo Papua New Guinea by you can sawe that's all now by me plug go long sample line only technique all technical line blow you mean long internet na long computer where also working this work all by explaining one something domain name. So thank you lo you kata harem by me come back and talk long English na me play introduce him topic. Thank you Mati digamo big brother blow me lo USA blow narpla mama na introduce him business lo me time long 2019 so me join him business now and me pla kissing business go all got a half long ground. Thank you Mati, you can come on and you can share the topic for this afternoon.
Beautiful, thanks David. And David, good luck on running for office. You're a good man, I hope you win. Hello everybody. Today we're going to talk about owning a domain registrar and millions of domains. The best way I could put this for people, we have tech people here to answer questions if anybody has any. But online, just like in the real world, you have an address. You have an address to your house, you have an address to a store, everything's an address. A domain is an address. It tells people where you are online. Now, computers don't talk in the English language, they talk in their own language. IP address, which is a bunch of numbers. There's a company, a nonprofit company called ICANN, A-C-A-N-N. They control all the domains and all of the IP addresses. And as you buy a device, and then you buy a domain, they marry the two for you. So while humans are talking to humans, they go through what you call a domain name. Example, martydegarmo.com maybe. So if I'm talking to willowgriffith.com, that's how we talk. But actually how it's really working is my IP address is talking to Willow's IP address, in computer land. So to get that down, this is the basic part of it. Last Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember what day, I can't remember what any day is. I know it's Sunday now, okay, and you know that. I asked Ash what kind of homework or whatever do you have for the tech guys? And he gave 3 things. I'm not going to say 2 of them because it'll ruin the other 2. But the one was about domains and the power of owning a registered domain and millions of domain names. And I've done domains. You can buy domains, you can hold them, you can sell them. There's people that make a living off of buying and selling domains, believe it or not. There's domains out there worth 20, 30, 40, $50 million because here's the thing, we're all going to have a domain name. The hardest thing, a domain name means nothing if you don't get traffic, if you don't get people looking at it. But Ash is going to drive the traffic for us. So your domain name is going to become more and more popular. The more popular it becomes, guess what? It's worth more money. I started a domain name one time and I got it for $11. And later on down the road, a few years, it was worth $700 or $800. They could go for thousands. They could go for tens of thousands. Anyway, so it's just you owning an address on the internet. That's what it is. Now, a lot of people think when ONPASSIVE launches, ONPASSIVE is going to set up domain names for everyone. That is not true. What will happen is you'll pick a domain name that you want. Only recommendation I have, and anybody that does domain names, is keep it short. Make something that's memorable. Okay, I did purchase already. I purchased many domain names, but lately I purchased a .ai. Now the most popular is .com. You know that. In fact, people are even kind of squirmy about going to anything that's not .com. They're more expensive, they're more popular, but I think as time goes on, this is my personal opinion, that .ai will probably become more popular because of the way the industry and the world's going. It's just a crazy guess, but I that's why I did it. They cost more, but that's why I did it. Now, last night on Ron and Lynn's, we brought up about domains. And Ash texted me, and he just got back home. He said, "What are you doing?" So we're on Ron and Lynn's. He knows that. He knows about it's every Friday. What do you talk about? We're talking about domains. Oh, okay. So he started listening on YouTube. Now, domains, owning a register and all the millions of domains, he's pretty excited about. And if you watched last night, you can tell that he was. So he said, "I'm going to listen in." Then he listened for a while. He said, "The tech guys are doing a good job, but there's more." That's how he said it. I go, "Yeah, there's a lot more, you know. I just can't come on right now." So he said, I don't know what this guy's doing. Let me try to get rid of him. Anyway, get somebody to share their screen. They say, "I don't know how." This guy doesn't. We don't even want him to. Anyway, so finally he said, "I'm coming on," because he wanted to get involved. He was really excited over it. Think about this for 1 minute. Just think about this for 1 minute. McDonald's, when you buy a franchise from McDonald's, you put $500,000 down, another $500,000 afterwards, and they tell you where they're going to put it. And they always find out who that is and give him a big kiss goodbye, because she's obviously not very, yeah. Anyway, so they always buy the land because the land's valuable, right? Well, with ONPASSIVE, because we own our data center and we own the domain registrar, I mean, that's a killer. That's an absolute killer. So, and what will happen, the value of it, hold on now, I gotta get rid of this stuff. Can you find him, Lynn, or no?
Yeah. Yeah, I just found him. Hold on, give me a second.
Anyway, so owning both of that, no doubt, is exciting. Why? Think about this for 1 minute. Right now, we know we're going to start with maybe 1,300,000 domain names. Now, I want you to think, if he gives everybody a new page every day, that's 365 times 1 million. So that's 365 million pages that you could have a different domain name if you wanted. And then think about 50 different products that are digital, and you could have a different page for each digital product if you wanted. And then think about dozens and dozens of physical products that you could have domain name. I mean, this goes on and on and on. Now add on top of that, 1 billion people come into ONPASSIVE. Here's the kicker. Every time somebody comes in as a customer, They use all the tools. And what do they need? They need a domain name. Every time a domain name is purchased from ODomain, and they're in your business, you get paid a commission. And domain names are residual income. Why? They have to renew it every year, every 2 years, every 5 years, but they have to renew it. And while they're renewing it, guess what? It goes up in value. Guess what? Your commissions go up in value too. That's one stream of income out of hundreds in passive. Everybody looks at passive, I'm going to make a stream of income. No, you're not. You're going to make hundreds of streams of income. You're going to get notifications every time. I wouldn't have a beeper on because it'll be a solid blast. Keep it quiet because as things go, I'm not talking about day 1, day 2, but as it goes, he started mentioning passive heirs. That's people that have become wealthy, okay? But when you set up all this, anything, if you look at what Ash did, he always talks about value. He never talks about money. You know why? Because he's a genius. He tells you the mathematical equation that equals money. So he doesn't have to say it. Technology, AI, quality, unlimited equals choke a horse money. It just does. It just does. So he doesn't have to say it. And he built it that way because if I give the customers what they want, I don't have to talk about money. And remember this is a fact. This is, I'm saying it's from me, but to me, it's a fact. There is no competition. The competition in the world a year from now will be for second place. First place will be taken because nobody's going to be able to compete with the value of ONPASSIVE. Why? They would have to redesign their whole company. They'd have to take a company and tell millions of people, okay, we're no longer in the business of thinking about money first. We're going to think about value. They'll never do that. No company's going to do that. It was designed from the beginning, engineered from the beginning, build the company with heart, do these 5 or 6 things, and it's going to equal plenty of that, more than anybody else. It's a genius way to look at it. It'll be taught in colleges around the world. Anyway, what I did was, I was so excited about what he said last night. I took that section out of the Ron and Lynn show, and I just made just his section. Lynn has it, and she's going to play it. And then what happens, if anybody has any questions, you have the tech guys here that can answer. And I want, David, I want you, I know I said a lot, but if you can translate, tell the people in Papua New Guinea, my second family, to think of any questions they have. And since Collins and Vincent are here, there's nothing wrong with beating them to death, okay? So they've been following me for hours. But anyway, it'll be a good thing and they can answer anything. And there's other people here that can answer questions too. But thanks everybody. I just want to let you know what you think, you're wrong, what your dreams are, they're too small. I can only tell you that because every time I look at depth of one product, I can't sleep. I just can't sleep. I thought domains were big, and the more I pressed in and pressed in, I'm going, holy cow, I was reselling me. I saw why he was so excited because, you know, I'm going, oh my God, I didn't know it was this big. And he's laughing coming into the meeting because he knew, wait until people really find out what it is. That's one product that we didn't even think about. So it's pretty powerful. I'll turn it back over to Lynn.
Thank you, Marty. It's pretty exciting, you know, just knowing that this is just one product of many, and it's going to be a big one for everyone. And, you know, it's exciting. So what we're going to do right now is play the footage of Ash Mufara speaking on Friday Night Live. And it's about 25 minutes. And when we're done, we're going to have Collins and Vincent be available to answer any of your questions. pertaining to what Ash Mufara said. Thank you.
Lynn, if you could unmute yourself, Lynn, so that the audio can come through. Your mic is muted, Lynn.
I couldn't see my unmute button, so I had to stop the screen share. So let me screen share again. Okay, what happened to the video? There it is.
Something of my interest, indeed. So you're keeping up the momentum. I do like this session, though the timing might be inconvenient for some of us. However, it is quite essential for educational purposes. So thank you for all those tech pros that we have. We're delighted. I appreciate my master, Mari DiGarmo, for coordinating this and connecting the messages in between. I couldn't help but jumping in. I was trying to listen in between. I heard a few minutes here and there. It is a vast topic. We can never finish it in one session. Domain name, we can build a whole business, a lifetime, just around this one item on our arsenal. Don't expect me to cover a lot of details or anything. I probably just have one punchline. I appreciate your questions, Judy. I just heard that when I came in. One side of it, I would like to say not to get carried out with the details and the mechanics so early on. That's not what makes us or what dictates our success. We want to focus on the scope, the big picture, the vision, the outline, the path that we're headed on, and why we chose the domain name to be the very first item. Okay, so we start with CATMO, but even before CATMO, the appetizers, as you see, they're essential. Before you even start with that completion, okay, one essential thing is we chose intentionally. You can go nowhere in the business unless or until you pick that domain name. Okay, so Ron Halbert, you open a business, brick and mortar, okay, anything you open, what's the first question I'm going to ask you? Where is it?
You have a website?
Yeah, where is it? Or
Location.
even if it's not a website, okay?
Right.
Cupcake shop, where is it?
Where are you located?
Okay.
Yep.
Location, all right. And if it's online or if you're doing some digital business, or I'm going to say, oh, how can I find you? How can I follow you? Okay, so that is critical. So it's location, location, location. That's a punchline for the real estate. However, if you see a business that is promising you're going to be your own business distributor or self-employed, okay, just as we see, I agree with you, Judy, to really depart from that concept of MLM and all that. Not that the concept theoretically is bad, but unfortunately, we haven't seen a good model so far. All right. So we purposely chose to fade away from that concept. And if you see a company that is promising you freedom, financial freedom, or to have your own business, yet you only have one domain, You name anyone, okay? No matter how giant is that domain name. And that is the only domain name we use, all of us, and we just get a replicated website. That is a misleading statement. You can never be independent in business unless you have your independent identity, your independent location, all right? So everything is online, everything is digital, and you not to have your own location is just a myth and a misconception and a waste, a big waste of your time and my time and everybody's time, thinking we're going to get somewhere if we are totally in the wrong direction. If I want to open my own business, okay, the only way I would start, whether brick and mortar or the virtual sort of it's all about timing and that physical location. If you have everything hoped for in any business model and you don't have the right location, if you don't have the right timing for it, it's not going to go anywhere. So if I decide to open any business, any type of business, the first critical thing, where do we do it? Now in ONPASSIVE, everything we do is strategic. Whether, you know, why do we do the IT hub? We begin in India. Why do we do the licensing and the identity of the company in America? Why do we do you know, the branding and scaling and the redundancy of future other products from the Middle East and Dubai? Okay, why do everything is about where is your location? So it is location, location, location. You cannot fail. All right. Now, how I know that ONPASSIVE is a very different, unique, genuine company, because it treats your business as truly and truthfully an independent identity and your own digital property. You've got to have that property. You can go nowhere if you don't have your property, your land. If you don't reserve that land online, you go nowhere. So let's go. How many accounts Facebook has? I have to bring up like an identity so we can clarify for illustration reasons. I'm not dashing anybody or bashing or anyone. Just look, 2+ billion accounts. The fact is, it's one location, it's one bucket, it's one domain name, it's one digital property. You have no ownership of that. That's how we trust ONPASSIVE. That's why it's different. It gives you your own space, your own property before we talk. And the value of it, of course, is it on the commission bucket? Of course, anything sold through that ONPASSIVE empire, for allow me to throw this word, okay? Anything thrown in there, it is commissionable. There's a sales where there's a sales, there's a commission. Somebody's going to make that commission. So that's one. But what's good about the compounded value, as we talk about compounded marketing, there is also compounded value in everything we do. In real estate, if you want to have a property, it's also the future of it, the market is, everything is going to affect it. Going to either appreciate or depreciate. If you have a replicated generic website with any other company that gives you your own / blah, 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 okay, if it gives you that, the more people come to it, the more oversaturated it will become. It will decrease the value. The first day is the hottest day, and every day ever after is lower, lower, lower in value. Quite the opposite from ONPASSIVE. Quite the opposite. Okay, you come day one, it's got humble value. See you and there. Now here's what's going to happen. Send in traffic to that location. is going to start compounding that value. There's some sense of market being established and authority on that. And then day two, there is another website is developed. Okay, the content is, there are more products are added to it. The product value goes up. It's the only domain name you want to host with, because it's the only time that, aside from the AI aspect, aside from the hands-free, it's all done for you, and the value and the affordability, aside of all that a whole topic on its own. Aside from all of that, okay, but we also increase in value on that domain name, linnakamoto.com. Day one, it has one website and let's say 20 products. Okay, day 300, it has 25 products. Those products have gone higher in value, and so many other domain names. Every day, more visitors, more traction on that website. Every day the value goes up. Every day. The only business I would host my domain name with, not only for the security, that's a different technical thing. I invite you to do that because we also provide SSL, okay, security socket layer, okay? So that comes certified. Every domain name with ONPASSIVE is certified automatically. Number one. The hosting, the security of it. Okay. Number two, it's instantly live. A domain name is sort of like the shell, okay, but it's dead if you don't have hosting. Hosting is what brings it up live to the World Wide Web. Instantly, your domain name is live. Before you even scratch your head, it's already live automatically on your own domain. That's also a unique value. Before you start figuring out which host, which package with that host, do I go cloud, do I go Linux, do I go Windows, do I go this, do I go that? By the time you figure this out, you have aged, okay? That's traditional, old, outdated business models, not ONPASSIVE. By the time you click go, you're live, World Wide Web, with that identity. It's safe, secure, and live at a speed, cloud, unlimited, with so many products packed on it. And now the value starts compounding every day, it appreciates. So that real estate property, okay, digital real estate property you have, it will automatically increase. It will automatically increase, okay? And the more visitors, the more value, the more traffic to the overall community of us, okay, it will definitely be more attractive and more appealing to them. Now, we can have fun and become more creative. What can we do, and the question would be easier, like what we cannot do, what can't be done. When you are the host, your own data center is just beyond genius. We have to come up with a new word, okay? It's beyond genius is maybe typical, okay? It's beyond genius that you give every individual, your customer, you make them the hero. You give them the domain identity on the spot, immediately, instantly. Instantly, that domain name is live, not blank page coming soon, or a trace, pay setter or whatever. It's live with a rich content, with some valuable information, a lot of data, so many. Your OBLES is going to be there, your OAcademy, your OConnect, your OMail, everything is going to be there on that domain name instantly, in a blink. It never happened. I doubt somebody would even dare to go that hassle, that direction. So we want to focus on the long term, on the vision. Now, how do we do it? What do we choose? All of that. That's the fun part. Okay. So don't like really occupy your brain with the pity things. All right. That's for the fun. Okay, I want your brain to be for the big picture, for the big value that we have, for the big vision that we have. It is beyond genius. So you see genius this level here? This is way, way, way levels, miles high, okay, beyond genius. Why? Because you have the domain, you give it to your people. They're the heroes, okay? Any customer is a hero. It's hosted as live. So many pages are on it. On your own linnakamoto.com. Day one. Second one. And tomorrow more, and the day after more, and the day after more. Whatever we build and create, it's more on it. And all the social activities, and whether it's with O Bless, whether with Academy, whether with all of that, is compounded. It's compounded. All the ONET activities is compounded. This is, you're like commanding, okay, authority instantly. You come in with Lynn Nakamoto. Nobody knows that individual. Forgive me for using that name, but just assume so nobody, or maybe a network of 20 people, okay, know that name relative, but like online, it's like nothing. It's not even a dot. It's invisible on that massive World Wide Web. But when you come in and mesh in, okay, like blend in those many products that are linked to OConnect and ONET and this and that, okay, you are immediately connected. You're coming in with an authority immediately. That's massive value. Now, so why is beyond genius? I tell you what, okay, if we stop at the door, the gates of ONPASSIVE, you come in, you get a domain name, it's hosted, you already have a website every day, we can create wealth for millions from that one item. Everlasting, right there if we stop. But what happens after that is that what blows my mind. I wonder who created that concept. Now, must be a genius. So you give that a domain name is live. It's hosted database. We control the database and we control the hosting. We override a different content on it, and you have limitless, okay, you know, choose if you want to create your own with OCreate, if you want to create OMart or OCapture or this or that, whatever you want to create on it is like limitless, okay? Endless products and pages you can create. But what's provided by default by the company is already enormous. Now, you get that instantly, and even if it was a gigantic company, they get faced with the challenge. I have to say this, having a theoretical plan is something, but unless you have practiced what you preach, is something totally different. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is a lot of people have ambitions in business and all of that, and everybody has a plan. Boxer Mike Tyson said, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. You can dream, you can wish, you can aspire as much as you want, but unless you go to reality, and that punch in the face in business is traffic. You can create whatever you want, but if nobody goes to that website, you are dead alive. This is where the insanity kicks off. Not only is connected with the world instantly, but also we start sending every day. We send people to it. See how action is piled up? And now the fact that you have your own data center, the fact that you control the hosting, okay, we're not restrained by any other peer in any way. The fact that you can monetize this traffic. You see how we become the hunted? Well, we're not ambitious, that's it. We stall now. Okay, 1.3 million domain names. How many of you bought a solo ad with subscribers of 2 or 5 or 10,000 subscribers? We have 1.3 million buyers. That's if we're up to now. So the authority of it, and like if you're able to add that, I don't want to call it AdSense, but your publication, okay, or publishing components. Okay, let's say we're going to advertise. So let's say a publisher come to us and make a deal. All right, they're selling something, an item of any price. Okay, if you promote for us, I don't have 200 subscribers. I don't have 3,000. We have millions, obviously. If you promote, if you drive traffic to our offer, we give you this much. You know what? If it's 2 cents, if it's 2 dimes, you're not doing anything. Just put a banner or something on your websites to be monetized. Whatever happens, it's not your problem. You're not involved in anything. It's just allow or don't allow. You want more money? You want to monetize? Just allow us. And we, if you're with the group that is allowing us to publish advertisement on them, is that a passive, permanent, reliable, residual income or what? Speaking of genius, okay. So let me stop right here before I get yelled at, okay? I just couldn't help that we are up to something is gonna flip the planet upside down, and it's sizzling, all right? So buckle up. It is only gonna get more interesting. The more you know, the more I break it down for you. But make no mistake, if you think this is magical, you are damn right, okay? It is magical. If you think this is a no-brainer, yes, you are right. If you're thinking this is insane, you're right. Whatever you think it is, okay? My thought, it's ONPASSIVE. It just, the only company that it will do it genuinely as I'm doing my own business. I want to build a, I'm not going to spend my life to build a 6-7 figure income. If I want to build an 8-figure, say multiple 7-figure or 9 figures, okay, 8 figures. Okay, if I want to build that type of income, I would be insane not to consider having my domain name. Do you think it's possible? How? How? How could you survive? So if you have any offer that they give you / so and so, you are nothing but a user. You are nothing but the product of that company. But when you come to us, immediately, you have to give us your trust. You have, or we wouldn't trust you. If you, we're not telling you you're going to promote ONPASSIVE. We're not telling you you have to send so and so for you to qualify to so and so. No, you come in, just say I want to be in. We give you your identity, and we start working on your business on your own, multiple 6-figure, 7, 8 figures income on passive air. Immediately, as it's our own business, and we send visitors to it. We don't tell you you have to send all that. So it's insane, I'm telling you. So I don't mind you calling me insane. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is an insane topic. I love it. We can build it. I'm not gonna have time for the statistics and mechanics and all of that. I just want you to walk away today with all the incredible information. I know I'm going to listen to the entire session, the recorded one, but whatever has been said and will be said after this, I appreciate it. These are intelligent engineers, no joke. I wouldn't suggest, I wouldn't come unless I do have full faith and confidence in what they know, and you can leave it in their hands. But aside from that, my little input here, I just wanted to come in and say, focus on the big picture, on zoom out, okay? Long term is never gonna, like never was a deal like this. That alone, those who understand business, when I see a company doesn't give me a replicated generic website and they don't ask me to send traffic to it, I will say, you know what, I trust you. If you tell me jump from a cliff, I will do it blindly, because that concept alone, if you know the mechanics of business, only a company that really means your success. Have a good night and have a good weekend too. Yes, Ron, talk to me.
If you would, we have a 10-year-old junior founder that is just dying to say hi to you. Can you talk to him for just a second?
Come on, yeah, but don't put me in trouble. I hope they're not in America or somewhere. Because
Samidha, can you unmute?
They have a guardian, right? Because I don't know if we need to get a permission.
He's from India.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Wow, they're awake. Okay, it's too early now. Okay.
Samidha, Dave from India, you there?
Do you see the person, Ron? You have to ask to unmute.
I don't see him. Oh well, we gave it a shot.
We try again. Okay.
We'll try again. Thank you, Ash.
I'll try not
Appreciate
to die tonight until I hear Samidha.
You're the man, son. You're the man.
You.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. We'll talk soon, okay?
All right.
Thank you. All right. What do you all think of that? Wasn't that impressive? He was on fire. Some of the salient points that I got from that particular recording was that, ONPASSIVE is offering huge value, and it's beyond genius. Huge value in terms of the security that comes with your domain. That's number one. Number two, that when you get your domain, instantly it goes live. And number three, that the value of your digital property will constantly increase. And this domain name is rich with content. He mentioned Obless, Academy, Omail, etc. And then he talked about the fact that we will be able to create wealth for millions, everlasting. And the traffic is a very key factor. And we are monetizing this traffic. And the fact that ONPASSIVE is providing us with a passive, permanent, reliable income. And finally, that we are focusing on the big picture and long term. What I'd like to do now is offer some time for interpretation of that video. You can paraphrase. I realize it was 25 minutes, but we'll open it up to whoever would like to provide some interpretation in Pidgin for our Pidgin speakers. Thank you. Who would be doing that? Hold on 1 second. Give me 1 second. All right, you can all unmute as needed. David. Who's going to be interpreting? We make sure that we don't forget our Pidgin speakers today. Is David? Let me see. David, I have a feeling his audio is not working well. I see a blinking light, Marty, in that section.
Hey, Lynn.
Yes.
I was just texted by Rona that they're having all kind of internet connection troubles. So I'm not sure if we got anyone. Mary's still on here. Mary, can you hear us pretty good?
There are quite a number of PNG folks as panelists today. So whoever feels comfortable in paraphrasing, that would be great. Hi, thank you,
hello,
Mary.
Lynn, sorry, I was sort of going on and off as well. I didn't hear many of the things that he said, but if I could just touch on maybe a couple of them. Is that okay?
That would be great. Thank you.
Okay. Olan blo yumi avinon trulo Papua New Guinea. Yumi looking pinis. CEO blo yumi. Mr. Ash Mufara and been come talk out long recording blong now some plenty something and talk out me been go in and out also some blo yumi stop lo panel you harem you can live in me long tanim talk pissing. Okay, something you me talk long in domain names. Also, David Bakau na Mati Digamo we've been talk out finish domain address lo yumi. Okay, time on passive open disla lo yumi 11 yumi by go inside long website na all man long four corner long well or by come inside na looking one in products yumi got long website to yumi. Now inside long this one website by Yumi got all this tools on passive you've been come up in finish kind of some bless net staff kind of some kind Yumi looking long back office for Yumi. Okay, this by long four corner long well. Now Yumi got almost 5.6 or 7 billion online users step inside the well or semna you him time this was something in me up by planting million by come inside law one domain address for yumi now this lab something Ash Mufara been talk all sem who's that money working this la something genius, beyond genius, winning genius. Now you can think him this la. Something good through na by tanim this la world blow yumi. Also talk out strong him talk long this la. Sampla Lin Nakamoto been talk out been box talk. Okay, I think me by finish long this lab. Suppose Brata Blomi Bernard or Usat Runa, you plus stop inside, please try and translate in this lab. Thank you, True Navin. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you very much. So now we're going to go on to comments and questions and answers from the floor. So any of the attendees can go ahead and raise your hand, and then we will go ahead and acknowledge your questions or comments. I see we have Mr. Shrin Yanch from India. You can go ahead and ask your question.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead and ask your question or make your comment. Yes, we can.
Okay. So first of all, I introduce myself. So my name is Shreyansh. I am from India, and I am proud to be a founder of Junior. My question is, sir, ma'am, virtual, is that VPN or what?
Thank you for your question. We'll have either Collins or Vincent answer your question. They are IT professionals. Go ahead, Collins or Vincent.
I didn't quite get the question.
Yes.
Go ahead again. Ask your question again, please. Oh, I think he might have gotten booted out. I don't see his hand up, and I don't see him, and I didn't lower his hand. So I think he's no longer there. So we'll return to him when he raises his hand again. We'll go on to Willow Griffith at this time. Go ahead, Willow.
I have one question. I would like Marty to explain exactly how, well, not exactly, anyway he can, how the IP addresses are being in our ballpark now versus what they were like last year, like at the level that they were at? When did that switch happen, and what does that mean to ONPASSIVE? But I wanted to say something about Ash and what he gave us yesterday. The joy that I felt when I come off that interview, I could have been flying, because if you've ever had a website out there that you supported and you paid for your business, you would understand the value of what ONPASSIVE is giving us. They're giving us everything we pay $200 and $300 and $400 for a month. It comes with our subscription. And not only is he giving us all that security, all that traffic for nothing. We had to go out and buy our own traffic, even when we were hooked up with other stations. But I'm telling you, you stop to think, just stop to think here. We're not only given the Cadillac, but we got a driver for us that's going to pay us for using it. Just think about that. We not only get customers that buy products, which we get a commission of, but our name is risen to the rafters. It compounds every day, and he pays us to use his technology. We are so fortunate that we can't lose. We can't lose. Like what he says, you know, if you don't succeed, you really, really have a problem. It is beyond my comprehension why this hadn't been done before. And maybe it's just because we're blessed by a man that has the insight to get it done, you know. But I just want to tell you, good God, we're in good hands. Just remember that. Just remember that simple thing. And Marty, if you could tell me, I have some friends that are in my team that asked me, well, when did the IP transition happen? When did it go to IP5? And what does that mean? Is there any way you could explain that to us, honey, tonight without too much problem?
I can try, and then when I'm done, Collins or Vincent can fix it. They came out with IP address years and years ago. And I don't know if they started with IP1, IP2, but I know there was an IP4. And what they did is there's random numbers and stuff, and they maxed it out because they figured in X amount of years, we'll have this many devices, so we need this many addresses. They were wrong. It exploded. So they went to IP6 because they needed more digits because of all the people online and all the equipment. And it's just something that is assigned to you and your device at your home. All you're doing is, it's a communication between the internet. It's an internet language between two devices. We don't understand it because there's too many numbers and dashes. And so what they did is the ICANN company, when you buy a domain, it says, okay, I know Willow's IP address is 777.455.45 whatever. I know that she bought a domain name because you put them together. Once you do that, that IP address is attached to willowgriffith.com. If you change your IP, if you change your domain name, which you can, then you need to redirect it again back to your IP address, which they'll do, and you go again. Most people don't want to change their domain name though, because you're building that name. You're building, you want to build the brand. You're building your brand, okay? But IP addresses have been around since, I believe, the 80s. In 1982 or 83, they came out with it because they said, look, we got to find something in the industry of online to give a label and an address for all of these digital things coming out. Now they estimated, okay, this will last us IP1, IP2. I don't remember where they started. Might have been IP1, but I'm not sure. But it grew very, very fast. So in 2016 or 2015, IP4 ran out. There was no more digits left. So they made IP6. So IP6 now goes to, oh my gosh, what is it? 300 and some billion different devices. So it's for years and years to come, supposedly. But let's also keep in mind there's about 8 billion people on Earth. A little over half have access to the internet. With technology like a person like Mr. Mufara, I believe we'll see not only the population is growing, obviously, but the population that has their hands on devices and being able to get on the internet is also going to grow. I don't think 5 years from now, David Bakau and Papua New Guinea is going to get kicked off the internet. I think they'll be as strong as we are now. I really believe that. That's technology, though. So imagine the 4.6 billion people that have access now goes to 6 billion. Where are they going to go? On passive. So everything we're doing is like boom, 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 stacking the cool, as Ash would say. But IP address is just a protocol of numbers and stuff that identify your device. And Collins, get in here and save me before I drown.
Yes, Buddy, you are right. IP address is a number. No, it's a coded number that gives you access to the internet protocol. So as Maddie said, we had the IP1, so IPv1 and now IPv. So it's IP address version 6, Internet Protocol version 5, version 4, and now we are in version 6. So version 4 was just like a number, but now version 6 now is a number and special character signs, and they want to give that space. So just take it for example, we have, as Maddie said, 4.5 billion users, and the IPv6 is already, IPv4 is already out, it's run out, because think about a household. We're talking about 4.5 billion. We are even more than, because a household, say you have father, mother, 2 children. All of these children, because they are in internet space, they have their phone, they have laptop, they have a lot of things. So maybe the device in that house is what? Is about 8 or 9 or 10. And all of these devices has IP address. So, and that's why it run out, the IPv4 run out very fast, because you have lot of things and anything that, because we call them in IT world, we call them assets. Anything that has IP address is called asset. Your fridge, go to hospital, there is connectivity like printers and all of those things. So they are all assets. So non-asset are things that don't have IP address, like your chairs, your desktop, all of those things don't have IP address, but anything that have IP address must have that connection to the internet space. And because version 4 runs out, now we are in version 6. And thank God, Ash Mufara look at this thing and say, you know what, we need to go for version 6 because version 6 will last longer. Who knows when they'll come with version 7? But now we are in a good hands because we have both version 4 and we have version 6. And version 6 is more protected and more faster. You know, it is really, really quick because there is more space. And now we're talking about domain. Domain that give access, because you have your website, and websites reside on a domain, and domain must be connected to IP addresses. So there are millions and millions, because without that, as Ash Mufara said, you can have the best website, the best product, but if there is no location, nobody will see you. And even if they see you, if there is no traffic, there is just no way you can survive in the internet space. So I don't know if that answers your question, but yeah, Maddie is right.
Does that answer your question, Willow?
Thanks, both of you. But I was referring to Ash. He said on one of the webinars, we're transitioning. I can't quote him exactly. I can't remember his exact quote. He says, but he told us in essence that ONPASSIVE owns IP6. Does that mean because we have the domain names that we are creating that we're going to be in control of the IP addresses also? Is that, Collins, the connection?
Yeah, so when Ash made that statement, it's because ONPASSIVE is built with latest technology. We are ahead of the game. And
Yes.
when you are built with latest technology, what will you use? The latest code, right? Latest, everything must be latest. And IPv is latest.
Okay.
Yes.
I tried to think of the way to connect that today till my poor little brain almost blew up. So I thank you very much, Colin. I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks.
Thank you, Willow.
Thank you.
We have Key Wendell up next. Oh, before Key Wendell, can we go ahead and have David? I think David had his hands raised. David, did you want to speak?
Yeah, thank you, Lynn.
Thank you. I'm
sorry,
glad you're back. I know the internet is giving you trouble, huh?
Internet problems here.
Yes. As far if you
just-
want to provide some interpretation, that might be helpful too. Thank you.
Yes, just to summarize the video. I don't know, did somebody give any summary on that video?
Mary did a really short paraphrase, but you may want to go ahead and elaborate. That would be helpful. Thank you.
Okay.
We don't. Oh, is he gone again? Okay, you're unmuted, but we don't hear you, David. Probably the connection is poor.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now.
Okay. Papa Nigini, me clearim ta sol disla lighap video presentation when I'm something mati emi tok lo disla domain name emosem address blue location blue one em hub place you stop lo one em hub. All right, suppose online like finding me now me to kosem mi stop lo wiwek place blow me long turubu. Okay, em location blow me. So long in online business em one kind. Suppose all you like making business online, you must got location blow you or address blow you. Or some long time you been talk explaining legally em osem you miss salim letter before you miss write him PO box number or address blow you mean or like you like salim letter on arpla line but you must sawe long address blangam or PO box number blangam or location blangam one em place em stop blangam. So domain name and one kind of same or like finding you long online business and name you yeah all by typing this name you all come on this location you kind of say me yeah David Bakau by me to custom www.davidbakau .com address blow me like finding me long one kind business me make him all by type.
David, you're going in and out, so perhaps you want to turn your video. David,
address blow I'm online now. Okay, this you meet house blow me.
David, can you turn your video off? I think we'll be able to hear you better. Can you speak without the video on, please? Looks like he got booted out again.
Yep, he's gone, I think.
All right.
I think they're having some weather issues there, Lynn.
Definitely some internet connection issues. Shall we go?
Apologies.
Oh, you're back? Okay, good.
Apologies, Lynn.
No problem. I turned your video off so that we'll have a better chance of hearing you. You can go ahead and continue, David, please.
Okay. Also, me talk domain name. MOSM address below you na me. So time only type in domain name. All by finding you and inside long house below you and website below you. Website where all man by come inside but look him name long business below you stop inside. Now one him can product below you or you say make him one him can work. You say sell him all product or one him something. So inside long on passive company by marketing Yumi na emi create him all domain name below Yumi. So all customer come inside. All by come inside long this la domain name below you now, address below you, location below you. Time I'm come inside now, and by looking inside long house and website below you stop. By got all product below you stop. So also a product below on passive, stop inside. You may got more than 50 product. So one more product stop inside, or look him where only got need lo buy him, all by buy him. So as recent long, you mean must got domain name. All got man Mary who said he working business online. Yumi all founders, Yumi also 1.3 million man Maria and 1.3 million domain name or address location Yumi on top long internet. So Yumi all got the founders, so same one kind of same Yumi inside la Papua New Guinea, Yumi got close to 8,000 man Mary. All right, this like 8,000 man Mary founders, and Yumi by got 11 address Yumi online, domain name you yet 11. So time all customer come inside, all by typing this la name. Now I'll go inside, I'm all by looking product, blow you stop inside, all by buying this all product. So I'm legally explanation, blow me long, one I'm something, I'm just like domain name. Thank you. By me time go back and long Lin na by me pla carry on lo this la conversation or meeting discussion blow you me. Thank you, Lynn. You can go ahead.
Thank you, David. Appreciate it. We could hear most of what you said. It's fine, I think. Okay, next we have Key Window from the United States. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Yeah, I understood absolutely every word David just said. It's good to hear from everybody, see everyone, and to be here with Papua New Guinea. I just wanted to mention that I noticed I've bought many domain names like Marty has mentioned, and I had a friend. He was a networker. It's been probably a decade or more. And he had the domain network. It was either network or networks.com. And that was his company, his business, what he did. He sold the business, but he sold the domain name separately. And I cannot remember, but it was 6 or 7 figures just for the domain name because it was such a highly praised piece of digital real estate. Networks. I mean, it was, anything to do with networking. And I think that's what Ash is going to do for us. Also, we're not in competition with anybody, where if you were an affiliate before with another program, you had a generic domain name / your name or whatever, and then immediately you're in competition with somebody. I just went this week, a couple of days ago, and changed the forwarding to the link 51 to my domain. And I noticed something when I went to GoDaddy, that the domain name, the appraisal value of it now is considerably more than when it was when I got it just a month or two ago. I can't explain why that happened because it's been no effort of mine, but I have been using it or forwarding links. You go to that abc.com and it would forward to one of my links with ONPASSIVE. So I'm assuming that it's the process of appreciation of domain names is already happening for us because I've seen it with what I'm forwarding link 51 to. I just wanted to share that with everybody. And I may be hitting the road here soon, like in the next 15, 20 minutes to drive to Florida. Because some heroes of mine are down there. I didn't realize it until this evening, but some guys that my dad flew with are at an air show at the Space Center. And I have a flag that I'm donating to one of the museums that I'm going to do Obless what I'm going to do, use Obless for. So I'm probably going to be driving down to Florida tonight to get one of those signatures on that flag. So prayers for safe travels for me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Key. Safe travels to you. Appreciate your contribution. David? All right, okay, there you are. Oh, good to see your video on.
We got everybody here with us. Some of them are founders, some of them are just guests.
Wow, David.
That is lovely. Have them say hi to us. Have them wave.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Hey.
Oh, we love you all. Oh, so
Hello,
nice.
Talk. You blow right down.
Stella Brisbane. I'm Stella Brisbane.
Good plan.
I'm Mary Hula. I'm Stella Brisbane. Okay.
Me bon
All
lo
right.
sipik. Name lo me Mary sipik.
Okay, thank you, Paula. All right. You can carry on then.
Did you want to, did you get to hear what Key said? Did you want to interpret what he said or just paraphrase?
Yes. Okay. Key, the Slaman long time come talk ya name them Key Wendell. Key Wendell I talk Sam. This la address ya domain name. One plaman bin got this la business. I'm got business online. Nah, this la domain name lang I'm something network sa. Okay. Time I'm running this la business. All man sa wala this la address blame or name blame come up popular. Name blame come up popular na value blow this la name lang am lo name ta solya value blame guantar. Na business blame I'm say working business or say I'm selling more product blame no this la something parcel name blow this la domain name blame I'm guantar. Alright, come lo time now. I'm like Salim. I'm like Salim business blangam. I'm Salim business blangam separate. Na name blood la business blangam. I'm Salim separate. One man come na I'm like buy me. I'm buy la name blangam tasol. Ino business but I'm buy name blood business blangam. Name blood business blangam. I'm more some million I'm buy. So you look him this la power blood this la internet. Power blood this la internet business. I'm name blow you. The end time business I'm on this la name blow you yeah. I'm value blame by Guanta because I'm trademark yeah. You think him Apple computers, Apple iPhone you miss I got lang yeah. Now suppose Apple I'm like selling business. Apple by selling product blame different so name blame tasol yeah. Time one man buy name. Now I'm gonna start la marketing product blame I need la name Apple. Plenty man by come long because name blame is popular because product blame by go. All right, thank you, Lynn. That's a basic explanation.
That was great. I saw their heads nodding in understanding. That's really cool. Thank you very much. Next, we have Arno Lakamanga. Hi, Arno. Go ahead and you can unmute yourself.
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, David. Thank you, Marty, and our global leaders, PNG leaders. Every time we hear of ONPASSIVE bringing in new things, we get excited and we want to know more. Doing online is something very new to us, and it takes a while before we really comprehend what it involves. I just want to ask one question, and that involves domain name, website address, and bring in and make it more complicated than the URL. Can someone differentiate between the three, or are they all the same? When we say domain, what do we really mean as compared to a website address or as compared to a URL?
Great question. Domain, URL, website. Collins or Vincent, do you want to take that?
Thank you, Antolini. Yeah, I need to say something at least. Okay. Thank you, Arnold. Yeah. When we need to know about the domain name, allow a customer the domain name is a unique address used to access a website. So your domain name, you get the domain name is a unique address used to access a website. So if you have your website, you need a domain name to access your website. You get that point. And then the URL is where you type your website at the domain name. You get it?
Yeah, is the domain name the same as
the domain
website?
name? The domain name allows you. The domain name is a unique address used to access your website. Let's say you have your website. So before I can go to your website, I'll use your domain name to access your website. So the domain name is the one you use it to register your website. You understand? So when you have a domain name, then we can access your website using your domain name. You get it?
Not yet.
Okay.
Let me share my screen, then you can explain it. I will share my screen so they
Okay.
know the difference between a website and a domain name. So the website, your website will contain your domain name, like what I'm saying, it's like your web address. Like, you know, our CEO said, he said, you can have the best shop, but where is the location? You know, you need a location, and the location is your web address. So your web address content. Let me share my screen. I will look at, we'll see the domain, and then we explain it. I'll just share it for 1 second.
Okay. Thanks.
So can you see my screen?
Yes.
The website, if you look at it, it contains domain. So you have the HTTPS. Any website with HTTP is unsecured. HTTPS is secured, and you have /www.domainname.com. So your name, your domain name can be, let me say HTTPS //www.collins.com. So Collins now is my domain because that's the name that I will get from the domain. So the domain gives you access to the internet space. So your website resides on your domain, and then that address to have access to internet, which is the URL. That's it. Does it make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yes. Thank you.
All right.
And remember,
seeing that diagram makes it more.
The URL is a universal resource locator. All that is another name for a web address. That's all it is.
Yeah.
But web addresses by themselves are ugly, right?
Yeah.
They're real long. No, I mean they're horrendous. Go look at link 51 and just give somebody that. It's 5 pages long. Nobody's going to want to see it. So you take that long URL, universal resource locator, that's what that is, and you put it in a domain of arnold.com. Now it went from 5 miles long to very short. Now, when people click on arnold.com, that big long thing's going to show up. But that's not what they're seeing. They're seeing arnold.com. It looks clean, it looks professional, but URLs are ugly. I mean, they're absolutely insane because it's crypted, okay? Like you look at like our domains for our URLs for link 51. All of us have this big long thing with all these numbers and digits. That's the difference. My digits are different than your digits, okay? But that's what makes us different. But the domain name takes that big ugly thing, URL, and shrink it down to something nice, like arnold.com. That's all. It's just an address that is made there until you hide it or you cloak it with something nicer. That's all you're doing. You're cloaking it with something nicer. You're putting a suit and tie on it. Okay, because it's ugly by itself.
Okay, yeah. I
Thank
hope
you.
I hope you get it. So the domain help to
Yeah, I
identify
got
your
it.
website. The domain help you. What you need to understand is the domain help you to identify your website. The domain help to identify your help task. And then the domain name also allow a customer to remember your website, because you come a digit like 7223445. So when you put the domain name, if I ask you to say, okay, for like onpassive.com, this is a domain name. We take example, onpassive.com is our domain name. So that domain name is easy for you to remember. But if I give you the real domain name, it will be 7.4.6.7. So it will be difficult to remember. So that's why we change it to the domain name, so that when you go to your website, it makes you easier to remember the website. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So for example, rather than typing the name, it's easier to say IP. We don't say the IP address, because IP address will be difficult to remember the IP address. So the domain name in reality is the IP address of your website. But because it's difficult to remember the digit, we prefer putting domain name like onpassive.com. If I ask you to say the IP address of OnPassive, it's difficult to remember. But if I say OnPassive, it's easy to remember. This is how the domain system, the gameplay, how the game works. So is the domain help to identify your website. So the domain allow customers also to remember your website. The domain also is a unique address used to access your website. I thought this three things may allow you to understand how the domain works. So the domain is a digit, and then the digit will transform into a name, so that the name will be easy for customer to access your website. Because if everyone come here, oh, my website is 25.22.22.22, it will be difficult, all of us, to get it. But using the name, you see, it's easier for people to get what is exactly a domain name. So the IP address will transform into the domain name. So the DNS, you know, is the DNS map the IP address to your domain name. So normally the domain is they are digit. So, but when you're using the DNS, the domain name services map your IP address so that it translates to a domain name for you, and then it's easy for all of us to remember. So this is how it works. So in reality, a domain name, they are digits.
Yeah. Just to what Vincent have said, you know, the way they code things, like the programming language, is so difficult. For instance, if you go into your search engine like Google, once you type the name of what you are looking for, right, you see it in a translated way that you can understand. But if you want to go looking at the mechanics, and it's not the language, because they have something called IP, they call it API. You know, API, API is a programming language. It's like a messenger. Let me call it a messenger. So if I talk to you, I write it in plain English, that messenger will take it, translate it to the language that the computer can understand, and then go get that information in that language. The time is just 1 second, and Mr. Ash said, just click of the button, but it's boom, 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 boom. So it's just like, you know, the way it works is so fast, but the language that is happening behind the scene, you don't even know. But by the time it's bringing that language back, it's bringing in a format that you can understand. But when it goes in a format that you cannot understand. If they show you what you have written, it's crazy. But it goes and said, Mr. Arnold asked for this information in a coded language, look for what you asked, and then bring it back in a plain English that you can understand. Because computer doesn't understand English.
Thank you.
So
thank you,
just
gentlemen.
crazy.
Thank you, Colin. Thank you, Vincent. You made it easier for me.
Thank
I
you.
haven't fully
Thank you.
understood, but it's okay. I understand the basic things about domain and what was the other one? The website address and the URL. As Marty
thank you.
said, the URL is pretty long.
Right, right.
And
Good
once
question.
again, let me add something. All this that we're talking about, you don't need to know. It's
Yes.
for educational purposes. You don't need to know it. So don't go away going, oh my gosh, I don't know where my IP is. I don't know where my URL is. I don't know. You don't need to know any of that. It's just, we're just giving you examples of how things work. There's two languages, there's computer language and human language. And when you come up with certain things, you have to mesh the two. That's all. It's not, don't worry about you happen to learn that. You don't have to learn any of this. It's just good to know. I wanted to know. Some people want to know. That's all.
Thank you, Marty, and thank you, Arnold, for the question.
Thank you.
Let's give David, yeah, you're welcome. Let's give David some time to interpret in Pidgin. Go ahead, David. Are you able to hear us, David?
Yeah, but he's frozen in time.
Oh. All righty. Shall we just go on to Willow and we'll go back to
keep going.
David when he comes back. Okay. Hi, Willow.
Hi, darling. Arnold,
You're
my
up.
darling, wherever you are, I've lost you on the screen. I like to use a little good kitchen logic here. I have to break everything down in my brain. I have ADH so bad I have to slow down. But this is how I think of domain names and our URLs and all of that. I consider my website a piece of real estate that I've purchased. The domain name is an address the post office hooks onto it so they can find me and they can find my real estate. So if you keep it in a kind of real short manner in your mind, Arnold, you can deal with all the rest of it. I got a piece of real estate that's going up in value. I got a domain name that's going to get profit also down the line. But all it is a group of numbers attached to my piece of real estate. It tells people and places and things where to get me. And so if you keep it simple, like I say, my kitchen logic works for me all the time. Even when I was programming, I used kitchen logic. That's why I'm not doing it anymore, probably. But you've got to keep it in mind, like Marty said. This is good to know, and we need to know what's behind it. But we don't have to grieve over it and worry that we're not going to be able to get it, because you are going to get it. You're going to know, and you're going to be a pro in a year. You're going to know, well, I got to get this and I got to get that. But don't sweat it now. Don't sweat it. Just think in terms of you got a piece of property and you're going to make it hot. And you've got some numbers attached to it that's going to help you do it. And if you keep that kind of logic in mind, it's going to be so much simpler how to deal with things. I know I've got a lot of teachers that are totally stymied by the internet. And when COVID hit them and had to use Zoom, they were out there in left field and we were all conferring together. Nobody knew what the hell we were doing. But we learned, and you will too. You will learn what you want to do. Just now, just remember, you've got a piece of real estate that's valuable. And you're getting it because you're on passive. Just remember that, okay? And
Thank you for those wise words.
Call me and I'll tell you how to work yourself out of worrying. All right. Thank you, darling.
Thanks, Willow. All right.
Thank you, Arnold and Collins, and I forget the other guy's name. Vincent.
Thank you. All right. We're coming up on 2 hours now. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the last 4 people you see, Karen, Mary, Elizabeth, and Sajib. Again, Sajib will be the last commenter or questioner for tonight or today, wherever you're at. So now we go on to Karen George. Hi, Karen.
Hi, Lynn. Thank you so much.
Good to see you
I have
here.
2 questions to ask.
Good. Go ahead and ask.
Thank you. This question goes to the tech or Marty. The first one is, how do we differentiate the phishing domain addresses from the original or the genuine one? How do we differentiate that?
All right, Collins, Vincent.
She said how to differentiate the domain. I didn't catch the domain and what? Please,
How
can
do
you-
we differentiate the phishing domain address from the original one?
The phishing you mean?
The addresses that the scammers use, they try to duplicate.
Yeah, I got phishing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the phishing.
So that's
All
more
right,
of it.
yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah, here, listen, every website that you own now, that you have in your back office, they all have what we call URLs, and they're ugly. Now, you could take any one of those URLs, and when you purchase a domain, you redirect that URL to your new domain. You're not different, it's the same thing, it's just a different title. You took the ugly URL, you dressed it up into a nice name called a domain name. They're not separate, they're the same. You don't want to hand a customer those URL that are there because they're ugly and they're huge and nobody's going to remember it. When you buy a domain, there'll be a way to forward your web page to that domain. So you no longer have to share the one in your back office. You will share KarenGeorge.com if that's the domain you have. And KarenGeorge.com will go to link 51 if that's what you want. And they won't see that. They'll just say, oh, I remember Karen George. They're not going to remember your URL because it's too long. That's for computer talk. So you don't have to make a separation. You're taking what you want and you're actually marrying it to the domain name that you picked. That's all you're doing. That's it. And once you have it, boom, you can put it out there for whatever. I have many pages, and I have many pages that are redirected to one domain. How I do that is I got a rotator, and I'm not going to get into that because we only have 4 more questions left, and I'm going to make it worse. But what it is, you're just taking one URL and you're saying, I don't like your name. I'm going to give you a new one. When the people see it, they click on it and they go to the link 51. You're not switching anything. You're just renaming an ugly name. That's really all you're doing.
Thank you, Marty. My next question is.
Go ahead.
Yeah, my next question is regarding the SSL. On the domain, is the SSL inbuilt into the domain, or do we have to download it every time a customer buys it?
Maddie, that question is more of a security. SSL is
the security
security socket layer. So
yep.
I said it was just to tell you how secure our domain is. So you don't have to worry about that. It's just about security. That you just have to have confidence in our domain because it's secure. Have a registered, secured license.
Exactly. You don't have to push any special button. It is there. When you use your domain, it has that special security built in. That was your question. So no, you don't have to add anything. It's just letting you know that it's an extra layer of security. So
thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Karen. That was really good questions. It helps all of us. So thank you for asking it. Next, we have Mary Carroll. Come on down, Mary.
Hello again. Thank you, Lynn. I just have this question. When our domain names are given, does it require a password or no? Pardon my ignorance.
I'll
That's
try to
not an
explain.
ignorant question. That's a great question, right, Marty?
No. Yeah, it's okay. There's no bad questions. I've already asked all the bad questions. Don't worry about that. When Ash opens up O domain, there'll be a login. I'm sure of it. All of them all have separate logins, but yet you can all do it from one platform. So it's beautiful. You'll log in, you'll say, I want maryj.com. And let's say it says, nope, that's been taken. Okay, I want maryjk.com. Yep, you can have it. Now you got it. Now what you do is there'll be a thing there that says, where would you like to direct this, Mary? And you say, link 51. So you put that big ugly thing in there, click, you push a button, and now maryjk.com will go to link 51. It is really that simple. Really, really that simple. And then it just runs and runs and runs. You don't have to do anything with it for the whole life that we're actually renting them, but you'll be able to get it again the next year or 2 years or 5 years or whatever. So I hope I answered that, but it's easy, very, very simple. Like GoDaddy's the same thing. I go in, I say, what domain names do I have? I open up I made another page. I want a domain name, and I find a domain name. I say, can I have this? Usually it says no. Can I have this? No. Then it gives you recommendations. Well, you can't have that, and you can't have that, but you could try this. I go, I don't want that. That's worse than what I have. And then you just work back and forth until you find something you want. But there's one domain in the whole world. So just because Ash owns a Registra doesn't mean he can make up all these new domains. If they're taken, they're taken. Like Coke.com or Nike.com. I'm sure it's taken, no matter where. But if you come up with a neat name or something that's unique, a lot of people use their name, and you punch that in that says you can have it, it's yours. Then you just redirect it. And that'll all be, trust me, all of this will be so simple. There'll be a 30-second video saying, do this, do this, do this, you're done. I mean, super simple. That's how Ash is building the whole system. He's not building it for marketers, he's building it for people, real people. So you'll be okay, everything. Plus you've got 1,300,000 friends that'll help you. You'll probably be helping people, Mary, as far as I see. So you're not going to be the one needing help. So, but yeah, that's all. That's how it works. I hope I answered what you asked.
Yes, Marty, you did. So to access that, we still go through our normal process of getting to the back office.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
got it.
absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks, Lynn.
Mary, awesome. We have next Elizabeth Bade. Talk to us, Elizabeth.
Hello.
Hi.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm coming to you from Medang province in Papua New Guinea. Thank you, Marty. Thank you, the tech boys. And thank you, everyone, Papua New Guineans. Webinar. I am happy to be here on the webinar, and I have learned a lot of things. Marty, I want to tell you that, there is something that I never knew. I just picked it up, and that is URL. I didn't know what URL stands for. And I just picked it up, and you said it's Universal Resource Location. Is that correct?
Locator.
Oh, locator. Okay,
yeah.
Locator. All right. Okay, that's fine. Thank you so much indeed, brother. Okay, my question now is, are we already using the AI domain, or are we still working on it? Say, for example, if I want to write Elizabeth Bade at AI, is that okay? Or am I?
Yeah, absolutely. You mean the email service we have?
Yes, the email service, the old mail,
Yeah,
if we
yeah,
want to
yeah.
use it. Yeah.
You can use
Mhm.
it. Yes, you can absolutely use it. Yes.
So I will write Elizabeth Bade at ai.com. No, just Elizabeth Bade at .ai. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, good. Mhm. Or Papua New Guinea, sorry, me like asking tasol or same this pla all mail product lo yumi na mi stop. I mean good pla moyet lo yumi mas concert na yumi tram long practice lo use him sample along all this pla product so that you can stop inside the pixel long em lo time all products come into effect or come into action. By me sabe lo ne something by me working me also na me like using this pla all mail. Na me bringing this la question ni come lo mati long. So clear suppose me all right let me blah use him all mail or no got. So me ask him all same. Suppose me put the name below me Elizabeth Bade. Now me talk .ai. And me all right now me talk yes that's okay we can go ahead and use that. We can use him display. So I'm just explaining it in Pidgin and doing it in English at the same time, Marty. But I want to tell you that I am really learning a lot from what you guys are doing. I'm not a tech person. I was born before technology. That's one thing you must know. And I love listening to all the things that you guys are presenting to us and educating us and making us aware of what's happening. And, you know, to build this business with our CEO and founder, just the word founder made me sign up with ONPASSIVE because I thought, okay, I want to be a founder of this business. And I didn't know much about it, but now I have been learning and learning and learning, and I will never look back, Martin. Thank you so much for bringing the opportunity and hooked on with David Bakau. And you have really blessed this nation. Thank you so much, and God bless your heart. And thank you, Ash, and your family for the sacrifice that you are going through to be lifting the humanity of this world. And Papua New Guinea is going to be especially blessed by this particular business. Marty, thank you so much for giving us the gift. And through Ash, you brought it to us. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you.
Elizabeth, that was just beautiful.
That's all I have to say,
words.
Lynn.
That was
my
lovely.
Facebook friend, Lynn. I love you.
Oh, love you too. You shared so beautifully tonight. Thank you for your heart. You're amazing. Thank you. All right, we'll have our final person here today. Hey, Sajib Monir, he has a bright smile and he's raring to go to make his comment or ask his question. Go ahead, Sajib.
Hey, this is Sajib Monir. I'm a second Chris Johnson in Bangladesh. And you know, Lynn, hey, this is my brand, okay? I love Chris. He's my brother. I love Martin Degamo, David Bakau, Tony Mock, Lestera, Kylie, Tina. It's an everyone. I feel hardly. We are one ONPASSIVE family. And this is the great family in the world right now. And this is the miracle company, actually. So I always believe, enjoy the process. Our Ash is always saying, enjoy the process. ONPASSIVE is a miracle company, not a miracle company. This is true company and real platform, real product, and each and everything is real. You just think it's a lot of beauty of ONPASSIVE. You just research it, you just read it, you just think, oh, how beauty is ONPASSIVE. So enjoy the process. We have a domain name, we have a hosting, we have a lot of things. We are a digital platform, no doubt. So that's why I love my CEO, Honorable CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara. I love ONPASSIVE and I love on all our Honorable ONPASSIVE family. So we are here and calling my brother from UK. I was living in UK. That was time is 2009 and 10. So thank you, calling brother. I'm a CEO I am just nostalgia of my previous time in living in UK. So thank you calling, and I have a little bit one question, Lynn. When we are just paid new got foundership, our leader Gusmandor Dhillon on back office, not right now, it's today Monday. So when we are just put on our money, new got foundership. Did you got my point, Lynn? And
I missed the
Marty
end.
brother.
Did you get, anybody got that? I missed the crux of that statement. You want to repeat that real fast?
Actually, we are just try new foundership, got new foundership. Then we are just deposit our bank card, but they are not accept our company ONPASSIVE. Right now, today is Monday. We are not put in our money, got a new foundership.
So what he's saying is, I think they have done the registration, but when they try to pay for the registration, the bank, the card is not being accepted.
Yeah, I can answer that. Yeah, I can answer that. They're working on it this minute. It should be addressed very soon.
Yes. Okay. So thank you, and really I am so much happy to myself because PNG webinar is the best webinar. I know very well personally because I love PNG webinar, and here is a lot of honorable people, and just I am saying to everyone, love you. We are ONPASSIVE. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, everyone. Hey, and I am just little bit sing a song. We are a unicorn, we are the star, and in a hand, in it. Thank you everyone. Assalamu alaikum.
We love your enthusiasm and your loyalty to ONPASSIVE and the fact that you love our PNG webinar. We love it too. And we hope you keep coming back and sharing. We appreciate you. You put a smile on our faces. Thank you. All right, so we're going to wrap up tonight. I want to give the floor to David Bakau as we end this lovely webinar. Go ahead, David.
Thank you, Lynn. And thank you everyone for tuning in this afternoon's webinar, morning, night, wherever you are around the globe. We just want to appreciate all of you. Thank you for a very informative session this afternoon, and a lot of discussion, people involved in discussing and asking questions. And I believe all of us have learned from this webinar. I'll just translate to Pidgin. Thank you, long Yumi Olgata. Thank you, Ipla Olgata, come joining me long this meeting long abinun. Yumi stop lo PNG, and close 4 o'clock finish. All narapla country, and close to 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock morning lo side longol. But only sacrifice him time longol. Now only stop on Yumi because all like him Yumi now got time. Also come long webinar blo Yumi. So Yumi appreciate him all long display passing longol. So plenty something only talk and you clear domain name only talk lang and mosem address belong house below you na website and mosem house below you. So time all type in domain name and address here and about come inside the house below the website. Now all by looking one and something you walk along Salim inside long this house. So M1 plus something people line long now abinun. So M computer internet business you missed up long M1 plus MLM or networking company, IT company, information technology company. So suppose you founder, you stop inside Lodisla business, you must hamamas. Now you stop it also. I'm close to time now, but me play Kamlo market. Now by me looking sambla osem, you me by talk osem mango by put down, come down lo diwa na by me kisim na you can kaya this la mango na pilim sweet langam. So thank you long you kata long this labinun. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you, Mati, my brother from another mother. And thank you, I see Willow there, and all the others that have joined and participate. Thank you, OTEC guys, Collins and the other side.
Vincent.
I can't
Vincent.
see you on the, yeah, I can't see you all on the screen at the moment, but thank you very much, and God bless you all. We'll meet
Thank
again
you.
in our next week Sunday's meeting. You can all unmute and you can talk.
Yes. Oh, before
Bye-bye,
we
and
do that,
looking forward.
I wanted to say one more thing. Tomorrow, well, Sunday at 1:30 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be a Heroes webinar. It will be posted in the back office. The topic is going to be O-Domain. Collins and Vincent will be there to give you more information. So now that you know about, the domain name, the domain name registrar, now you can learn about the product itself through Collins, Vincent, and our other OTEC pros. So feel free to join us tomorrow. And again, that's 1:30 p.m. Eastern. You'll see that in the back office. So please join us if you can. And we look forward to seeing you back here. All of you, we had over 200 attendees today. Come back every week at the same time for various topics that'll be of benefit to you. We want to thank Marty DeGarmo for opening up this webinar for us. Thank you for Julie for her help in the background. Thank you to Vincent and Collins for providing technical support to our discussion today. We appreciate all the attendees. You asked great questions. No question is dumb, as Marty says. Every question is a good question. So we want to thank you all for being here, and we're going to have you all unmute and you can say bye-bye to each other.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye, bye.
Hey, hey, hey.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Oh, crazy man.
Bye, everyone.
Good night, Papua New Guinea. Good night.
Bye now.
Hey, bye-bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Julie, go ahead and I forgot to have her. She can speak about her California event real fast. Go ahead, Julie. Go for it.
Thank you, Lynn. Tomorrow at 5 p.m. Eastern Time in California, we're getting together in person. The link has been made and it will be posted in the back office. It is at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. So we're looking forward if you have a chance, and if you're available, please come in and join us. Thank you, Lynn.
Thank you, Julie. I'm glad you got to share that. Support Julie and her event, everybody, okay? Thank you all. We love you. Good night.
Good night.
Goodbye. Good day, whatever time it is for you.
Take care, everyone.
Everybody's
Bye-bye.
unmuted again.
Good
Bye,
night,
everybody.
good night.
Good night, everyone.
Bye. Goodbye.
Good night.
Bye now. Bye now. Bye now. Bye
See
now.
ya.
Bye now.
Bye.
Oh.